This is the how we got here.
Yeah, this is the how we got here.
Hello, this is Taylor.
This is Jaime.
And this is the How We Got Here podcast.
Let's try that one more time. Okay.
Hello, this is Taylor.
This is Jaime. And you're listening to
The How We Got Here podcast.
We'll just leave it at that. Today we are with
Kim Jones, a.k.a. Kim J. Love.
Kim J. Love. I thought that's what her name was, to be honest. I didn't know that it was Kim Jones, but okay.
Yeah, it's so random.
Good. And this is name. Like a huge deal for me because Kim is my favorite DFW moi.
Thank you so much.
Yes, like legit. Actually, when I was starting out as a makeup artist, she was the first person that I contacted for a class. So I'm sure she was like, oh my God, what did I get myself into? And she pulled up with my little baby kit. But I mean, I learned so much from her. And even to this day, I hear her in the back of my head say blend with a purpose.
Yes, blend with a purpose.
Because I was just blending all over the place.
Absolutely.
With no direction.
I feel like I'm not going to really participate in this podcast, but it's okay.
So actually, Kim, I want to start out with you to just kind of go over how you got started.
Okay.
So how did you we want to kind of get into how you got to where you are now. But first, before we even do any of that, we got to start from the beginning.
Right.
So first, tell us where you're from, where you went to school, and what inspired you to get into makeup.
Okay, well, I grew up in West Dallas. I was telling him earlier. Yes, the hood. I am the oldest of 6. I grew up in a single parent home. My mom was single. We grew up pretty poor, didn't have any money. I was not good in school, like whatsoever, like academically. So I was always like pulling towards like the arts, like choir and drill team. Definitely not makeup at that time. But like I said, we were poor. Never cross my mind at all. Makeup.
What type of makeup did you use during that period?
Honestly, I mean, the little chola lip liner looks. No, but honestly, I was not even doing my makeup back then. I had all Sharpie. Seriously, no, not even like my mom was the one who had the chola brows. She was the one that was like in the gang. My mom was definitely very hardcore. But like I said, I was the oldest of 6, so I was always babysitting. Like I pretty much raised my brothers and my sister till I was like 20, up until like 6 years ago. So whatever age I was 6 years ago, that's pretty much how what I was doing all of my life was raising my brothers and my sister.
So we have to get back into that your mom was in a gang because you can't just speed right by that without going into detail.
No, exactly. So, I mean, she grew up even worse than what I did. Like single parent home. Like I said, I raised my brothers and my sister. So sometimes I don't know, my mind just goes blank because it's like you think about so much and that happened in such a little bit of time, it feels like. So it's like you got to process everything because you want to go in the timeline in the order, but it's like, okay, so I'm so glad that you're editing this too because
this part will not be edited at all.
Okay.
What I mean by editing is putting it on the computer and hitting upload.
Exactly. Okay,
that's my editing.
Growing up, like I said, I babysat all the time, raised my brothers and my sister. My mom worked nights all the time growing up, and at this time, at this age, I did not even know my mom was on drugs for a long time. So she definitely hid that very well for a long time. She worked at the post office for a long time, and she always worked at nighttime, which means she slept all day to get ready for nighttime. So I was always taking care of my brothers and my sister, cooking, and definitely in and out of different homes. But I did not like grow up in one school like for 4 years or anything like that. And then once she lost her job at the post office because she started not going to work and stuff like that, she started stripping. She became a stripper. And that's whenever I started, I guess, like dabbling into makeup because I used to do her makeup before she would go to work to go be a stripper.
And how old were you at this age?
I think I was like 10 or 11 years old. So yeah, my makeup skills are not good, but anything just to like, hey, she just needed to look shiny up on the stage. So
but did you know though? Did you know like what she was doing for a living?
Yeah, I knew because I was I knew about sex at an early age.
Yeah.
Like literally since I was probably like 7 years old, I've always known about sex because I just always had sex around me, not like me having sex,
right.
But you know,
but it was
I was exposed. I was exposed to. I was exposed to sex at a young age.
Yeah.
For a long time, you know, my dad was very abusive to my mom, growing up, and yeah, I would do her makeup before she would go to work. And at that age, I still didn't even know she was doing drugs. But now that you think back, it's like, wow, how could she not be doing drugs? I'm not saying that all strippers are doing drugs, but
majority,
the good ones are.
And then I got into high school, 9th grade, and it was still pretty much like that same pattern. Me doing her makeup and just, you know, her going to work, the same kind of lifestyle, her sleeping all day because she had to go to work at nighttime. Me, you know, taking care of my brother, still going to school. And then we moved to North Dallas from West Dallas to a hotel. We lived in a hotel for 2 years. In one room with all my brothers and my sister and my uncle. And there's nothing but like pimps and prostitutes at this hotel. And we live right by Harry Hines. And I met my now husband in high school in 2001, in September of 2001. And it was crazy because he moved here from Ohio with his dad. He grew up, his mom gave him up. So it's just weird because like at that time, you know, I didn't have a dad and at that time he didn't have a mom. So it's like we kind of clicked. We had something in common. So quickly, because he, you know, lived with his dad didn't, I mean, as a young boy, like your dad's raising you, you don't have a mom, like the dad can care less whatever you're doing, you know, if you're running the streets or whatever, because there's no guidance at that time in your life, I guess. And then, I mean, we got together in 2001 in September, and we're still together to this day, but he stuck with me and helped. He had a job since I could remember and helped me pretty much raise my brothers and my sister, help us pay bills. But yes, it started spiraling out of control with my mom's drugs. And I found out whenever I was in 9th grade and she came up to us because she had gone missing for a couple of days and she's never done that before. And of course we got scared and she came finally. I don't even know why we didn't call the police, but, she came home and she was just saying how she was addicted to drugs, addicted to cocaine, and she needed help. And but literally ever since then, for the next, I would say 15 years, she was on hardcore drugs, on cocaine, on like opioids, and like she was trying meth at the very end of her doing drugs. But then she just, you know, hit rock bottom a few times. She went to rehab a few times. And then finally 6 years ago, like she almost like was dying and she finally, kicked it. She went to rehab for about 2 months and she's 6 years sober today.
How old were you when she went to rehab and got clean? I'm 32, 31, 30. So I was like 26 years old. Wow.
Yeah, I was 26 years old when she finally just was done with the drugs and just done with that life. And, you know, finally, I feel like, you know, moved from West Dallas to Carrollton just because you had to, if you're like doing drugs, you have to get away from those people or that are going to suck you right back into that lifestyle because it'll be so easy.
It's easy to relapse when you have it like
absolutely
around you and stuff.
Those same friends that just want to party and that's it, you know, not there. They don't care that you have kids and they don't care about any of that stuff. So
when you started doing her makeup at 10,
right,
so she could dance,
right,
and that was when you discovered like a love for it,
I think
or was it a bonding thing?
A bonding thing. Like that's like I feel like it was an attachment because, like I said, she would sleep all day.
Right.
And
so to all the ladies that are working in the clubs right now, if you need a stripper makeup artist, we got you. We got you. She's got glitter on deck.
She's been doing it since she was 10.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, just that's where I felt like I was introduced to it. And then she would buy me literally a caboodle every freaking birthday of mine. But yeah, I just feel like that's where I think my love started to grow for makeup.
Now, because we're going to do this podcast, I wanted to like make sure I did my homework. I scrolled your Instagram from like the very, very beginning. And it's amazing because you can see the amount of growth in such a short period of time. Like you went from just a normal Instagram with really not a whole lot of makeup to makeup looks before Instagram was really even a hot thing. Like when you got on, it was the right time.
Right.
There wasn't like you had to pay for this or pay for that. And, you know, the algorithm wasn't really an issue at that
those
time.
Those were the good days.
Yeah.
The good days of Instagram.
And you can see like the growth in the short amount of time, the likes, you see like the followers growing, the engagement growing.
Right.
And then now to see where you are, even just going through, like, I feel like I'm living through you. I'm like, oh my God, there she is with Patrick Star. Oh my God, she did Lala's makeup. Like, how freaking crazy is that you've done celebrities' makeup like that? Tell us about when you started to get big on it and your following started to grow and then your first celebrity client.
Okay, so I feel like it's like it always ties in back to like my mom. So whenever like that last time she went to rehab, I remember just discovering Instagram and I was like, wow. And this is the time where she was in rehab and I had my brothers and my sister living with me, but there's no way I was going to have extra money to invest in makeup kit or schooling or something like that, because that was like not even on my radar at that point. My radar was my mom has to get better and I cannot let my brothers go into foster care or CPS pick them up and split them up. I mean, obviously not me, but there's no way I could let that happen. So I remember just getting on Instagram one day and then seeing like obviously you like makeup, so you're gonna like or follow these different makeup artists, and you saw them creating all these makeup looks, and then you saw like the PR packages that they were receiving and stuff like that. I was like, wow, you know what if I can use this and just do makeup on myself? Because at that time I didn't have no clients. There's like no way, I didn't even start that process yet. I was like, the hustler, I've always had like a hustler mentality. I was slinging like Cokes and chips out of my backpack in high school just to make some money in class. So if you're a hustler, you're going to find a way to be what you want and do what you want.
So you were that person in high school,
Absolutely.
Huh?
I was, if they were chips,
tacos on the street.
If they're eating chips in class, they bought it for me. And if they're drinking Cokes in class, they bought it for me, because I was like, I need to make some money. But I was buying it with my mom's food stamps and just trying to get cash for that.
Now that's pure profit.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's 100% profit. Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to send this podcast to the IRS.
Right?
Back pay.
Exactly. They can put red flag my name. But yes.
Kim Jones.
Exactly. Well,
her address
back then it was Flores.
Carrollton, Texas. Come and get her, guys.
Right. But yeah, she I don't even know what the heck I was saying,
but just the hustler spirit.
Oh yes, the hustler spirit. And then just seeing people getting these PR packaging, I was like, you know what, if they can do it, and then maybe I can find a way for me to do it. So I literally did my makeup for the next 2 years every single day. A look every day, and this is before you had to have like the best of the cameras. I was doing my makeup before the sun went down, because there's no ring lights weren't like the biggest thing and how they are now. So yeah, I was doing my makeup every day, and then companies started to notice, because obviously you're using like a million hashtags, and the whole order was not how do you pronounce that, girl? Because I always get stuck.
So were you posting every day?
Yeah, I was posting every day.
Yeah,
posting different looks every single day, just to get noticed by these companies. And then before you know it, like these big time companies were hitting me up and were like, hey, we want to send you such and such, packages, and we want to put you on our PR list. And I was like, you know what, that's perfect, So after, you start getting these companies and building these relationships, then that's like, okay, that's going to my kit. And I started building it up. And then I had enough to, okay, you know what? I'm going to start putting myself out there as a makeup artist, not just like an influencer, because that's what I started off as an influencer. And then once I did that, I started doing makeup on other people just randomly. I don't even know how the heck I even started posting or why people would even come to me if there was no pictures of me doing makeup on anybody else, but they did. And then I started doing their makeup with the makeup I was receiving from different companies. And I think just kind of snowballed after that. And then I did grow fast and it went really fast. And I feel like, from a normal person that grew up like with money or was able to go to school, it took them a little longer, but I feel like I skipped a few lines and I was able to get to where I was faster. I mean, that's definitely by the grace of God, because I don't even know how the heck I would have got here.
So who was the first celebrity you were, can you even say who it was?
The first celebrity.
The first one that you were like, what? Like the one that you were kind of like fangirling over, I guess.
Dang it. Let me think. Oh, Sin Santana. I did her makeup
from Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop, yeah. And I was like, what? She wants me to do her makeup. So sweet.
How'd she reach out to you? Like Instagram or something?
Like I said, during that, I'm a hustler. So I'm like, okay, I would figure out, okay, she's going to be in town. Let me slide in their DMs and be like, hey, look, if you need a makeup artist, let me know. I'm here in Dallas. And then for whatever all reason, she read that and she said, yeah, sure, I would love for you to do my makeup. I was like, cool. So, I don't even think at that time, because at that time you're like, okay, if she is going to post me or tag me, then I'm not going to charge her,
right?
Because you just want the publicity for it,
Right.
And then, but she still ended up paying me some cash. I remember her just taking cash. I don't even remember how much, and she still paid me. She was like super sweet. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. But she's done Lala Anthony's makeup.
Yeah, that was really cool too.
I love her. I watched
How did
Power.
that happen?
We'll be
same
like
thing?
the same thing. The same thing is like she owns this brand with this other entrepreneur. Her name's Lauren Rittinger, multimillionaire. They own this brand called Motives Cosmetics, and then they sent their makeup, to a whole bunch of like influencers one year, and they ended up inviting me and a whole bunch of other influencers to New York. And that was the first time I've ever been to New York and paid for like 2 days and on this extravagant yacht in New York.
That's
they paid
crazy.
for everything, the flight there, the hotel, and like you're just like living this like 5-star life for like 2 days. And these,
and then you come back home
exactly,
and you're like,
damn, that ain't real, but
take me back.
Exactly. I'm like, take me back. But yeah, then you meet all these obviously these other influencers, and then they're like doing like these little demos, and Lala was, obviously she's the co-owner, and I got to I didn't even do her full face. I just did her eyeliner, and that was so cool because we just had to do like different little makeup demos for every other like influencer. So it's pretty cool.
That is freaking awesome. And Patrick Starr too.
Yes, Patrick Starr.
Who's Patrick Starr?
He's the big time. I know you're like,
I'm
lost. I'm still lost.
I don't live in the makeup world.
Well, he has like a MAC line.
Gotcha.
So he's pretty big.
That's all you had to say.
Like, yeah,
he's kind of a big deal.
He's a
big deal.
pretty big deal, and it's so cool because like you said it perfectly. Like it was like so good that I started Instagram whenever I started, and we started at the same time, me and him. So before he got, to where he is right now, which is humongous, celebrity in the, social media world. We were friends before then, before he got to where he was. So, and he's super humble. He's super dope. Like he shouts out my lashes all the time. And when he comes to Dallas, we get together, and he flew me to the, Kelly and Ryan show to do his makeup. So it was really dope that I was even able to even meet these people with him. And I don't know, and it's just crazy how like you can see like all these other like these lives that they live, and then you get to get a piece of that, and it's like makes you hungry to work for more, because it's like, you know, I want to live like this, and you know. So it's cool because like where you come from, me not having money, me living in West Dallas, me not having lights, me having to boil water to get, you know, warm water to take baths and stuff like that too. That's where, crazy. You know, you can go to the Kelly and Ryan show. It's just like the sky is the limit, I feel like. And you can do anything.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy because you went from taking care of your siblings,
right?
You know, like being the mom, basically, for your siblings while your mom was going through what she's going through. And then for you to be where you are now and your mom to be sober at that. Yes. So it's like a blessing along with all the other blessings that you're getting. Because I remember when you got this house and you were posting, and it's like inspiring because you haven't been shy to tell your story, where you come from, and to see that, you know, you didn't go to college to get some fancy ass job. Like everything you've done has been self-made. You've been with the same man since high school or before then, right? Was it before?
Since high school, since 2001.
That's crazy.
He's coming inside now.
2001?
2001, September 2001. So this past September, we just made our 18 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Years. So for you to have done all this and then be where you are now, it's just incredible. Like, I feel like I would wake up. If Patrick Star was in my phone, I would just like wake up and be like, oh shit, this is my life, you know?
Exactly. Exactly. No, that's, it's fun though. It's definitely a huge blessing for sure.
And I wouldn't be me if I didn't ask you this. Jaime doesn't care, but I gotta know.
I really don't.
I gotta know the chisme. So I need to know. Like, you don't have to use names unless you want to. But either way, you have to tell us off camera. The worst celebrity encounter.
The worst.
And like, what made it the worst?
What made it the worst? Well, yeah, I definitely can't say names. That's for sure. But yeah,
I dare you.
Hell no. No, definitely not. But yeah, I'll tell you off the camera. So, I mean, I feel like there's... okay, yeah. So there's this one. I can say she is a house.
So it's a she.
Yeah, it's a she.
What color hair does she have?
No, don't ask too many details.
She's a real housewife. Is she a real housewife?
A real housewife of some show.
Okay.
I won't say what state it is, but she, I don't know. She was. So at that time, she didn't. So you know how you like whenever I'm saying you can do makeup as a makeup artist for like publicity and stuff like that. So there's like an understanding that, okay, you know, if I do your makeup, then you just shout me out, or you know, because there's just like that mutual respect. You know what I'm saying? And then so she was just very. I remember I got to the lobby. She was 2 hours late, and which was already just very disrespectful. And then her publicist was asking, "Hey, can you do my makeup too?" And I was like, "Well, no, because you're already 2 hours late, and you're only giving me because I have to have this girl ready at a certain time, and and that's already like only." I have 30 more minutes to get this girl ready, you know, as far as makeup goes. And she was like, well, how much the girl was like, well, how much are you charging me? And then the publicist was like, no, you're free because you're such and such, like said her name. I'm like, okay, first of all, just because a lot of the housewives are so entitled to, or they feel so entitled to, and then a lot of them don't like to pay because, or not a lot of them, the one I have, two of that I have dealt with feel like they don't have to pay, but I'm like, but you're flexing all these bags and all these cars on TV, but you feel like you can't pay your makeup artist, you can't pay your hairstylist, your fashion stylist, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's one of them. I mean, there's more details to go with that, but it's just like we can't really say so much without name dropping. And the other one's funny because I can't say who it is. I mean, because it's not really.
Well, this is no fun.
No, it's not really. It's not bashing her.
Okay.
It's her name is Jocelyn. Jocelyn, you know, the Puerto Rican princess.
Oh my God, her! Yes. Oh my God, I always laugh about her.
So it was so funny because at this time I never done a celebrity yet. I think I had just did Santana's makeup,
right?
And then I had got an email, an inquiry saying like, hey, I would love for you to do my makeup. I'm Jocelyn from such and or whatever show. I forgot whatever.
Love
I think it was
Hip-Hop.
Miami.
No, Atlanta.
Atlanta, okay.
I don't watch TV. I have no idea what shows you're talking about.
Atlanta, and she was like, and at that time, I don't know if it's just because I couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't know if this is her because the email is weird. Like, the email was straight ratchet, like some ratchet ass name. So I was like, no, this isn't her. I don't think it's her. I think someone's, you get all these like scam emails. So I was scared. I was like, I am about to meet someone at no hotel. And I'm not scared. So I told my friends about it. And she was like, you know what? I don't think it's her. I don't think that it's her either. And then she got on Instagram and posted, this bitch does not believe me that I'm not her. Like, yeah, she's like, this bitch doesn't believe me I'm not her. So I'm looking for her.
Did she say bitch?
Yeah.
Though?
Yeah, she did.
That's her personality.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, that's her personality. And she was like, this bitch does not think that I'm her. I'm looking for another makeup artist in Dallas. And then guess what? The girl who said that she didn't think it was her ended up doing her makeup.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Wait, was that you?
No, the girl who told me that it wasn't her. My friend ended up doing her makeup.
That's hilarious.
I don't care.
That's shade.
Nah, that is shade.
It's shady. Girl, that's not her. How much you want to bet she was in her DMs? Hey,
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Kim's too stuck up, but I got you, girl.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, but
so who was the other makeup artist that did their?
I ain't gonna say that though.
I'm just trying to start a little something.
I'm gonna look.
Right. But with all that to be said, it may sound like super lame, the stories that is, but honestly, I have not come across like any crazy encounters. I've definitely been blessed to not have like these crazy. I mean, besides Bridezilla's,
right?
But as far as like celebrities go, I mean, everyone has been very respectful of me and my time, and I mean, that's pretty much it. But
how many weddings do you do a year?
I can't count, Lord Jesus. But I'm like Taylor. I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm so over. I'm really over it.
And they always
send you the same pictures. I love it, but
they send you the same pictures every time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the same thing. It's like light and then the outer corner darker.
You can't just like put something on some like duct tape and then just show up and like
no, I wish.
Put it on their face and
man, wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe we need to invent that. Yeah, that is definitely Shark Tank.
That could be your next hustle right there.
Exactly. That would be amazing.
A virtual makeup artist. All you gotta do is buy the packet
that 3D print it.
Yes.
Mail it to you.
I can see that happening for sure.
You know, like those like nose strips. My wife uses those like nose strips that you wet and you
take the
make a contour, nose contour strip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. See that I can see that being a hot seller for sure.
Yeah, right. Hey, you're recording this, right?
Yeah, copyright. 2019.
Like,
this is our idea.
I'm gonna need like 50% of that hustle. She's like, what are you talking about?
We got you on video.
Exactly.
And
I got proof. I need a cut. Cut me that check.
Oh my gosh. So I told you years ago, if you ever work with Beyonce, that I'm the assistant.
Absolutely. And
I'm just going to clean the brushes.
Girl, you are more than welcome.
I won't embarrass you.
No, girl. I know you wouldn't. I've seen your work and your hustle.
Well,
and
I won't do anything. Like, I'll be too afraid to touch your face. But I'll just like sit there.
Works with Beyonce, she'll probably just block your number and delete you. Like,
no. I'm gonna need an assistant.
Kim Jones,
I'll call you up, girl.
We know who you are.
Right? And like this.
Don't play that humble game from West Dallas with me, girl.
Right?
Exactly.
If I see her post, oh my God, I'm gonna do Beyonce's makeup.
She's like, well, hold up,
like,
bitch.
When we going?
Exactly.
Like, have you seen that Cardi B meme?
Right.
You can't go unless you take your little sister with you.
Are you gonna slide into Kim's DMs?
Yep.
Nah, I know where she lives. I'll be right
there.
I'll be on the porch.
Packed.
I'll be like, when we going?
Where we going? What time? When's that flight?
She's gonna be parked outside with binoculars.
Yep.
Like,
right.
All right,
I'm like,
up.
I won't embarrass you, and I'll be wearing my Beyonce shirt.
Exactly. All fangirl and everything.
Right.
That is too funny.
I probably wouldn't even be able to
speak. Do you get like nervous with like any like celebrities or anything like that?
What? I feel like I like almost like a Beyonce thing. It's like you feel like sometimes so nervous, but as soon as I hit that door, I become a different person because it's like I do not want if I feel like they feel that energy of me being nervous, and they're not gonna be like, okay, she's weird. You know I have to get in there and get the job done, and I want to do it right so they can call me again. So yeah, I cannot. There's like no way I can let someone see me sweat for sure. So
see, I couldn't do Beyonce's makeup for sure.
I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, hey. What do you want? Like, you know, like,
oh my gosh, you say that.
I know you say that, but video, that'd be cool,
but for real. Like,
no,
I met like some of like my favorite, like one of my favorite comedians, like Adam Sandler, right? Like, I met him and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, hey.
But he's a guy, and you're not doing his makeup. It's totally two
you're
different
touching
things.
their face.
I'm not doing his makeup. Right. We'd be in a different place. I'm gonna do your makeup.
We're good. Right.
Turn off the lights.
Right. Yes.
No, I would get so nervous. Like, I probably wouldn't respond to a celebrity if they contacted me.
Really?
I wouldn't.
You're insane.
I wouldn't. Like, I would be
Your
way
work
too
is
scared.
so crazy. I
wouldn't respond if they wanted me to do it for free.
Oh yeah, and it's so crazy. But like, even like my husband would tell me all the time, like, you should be charging. There's no way that you should be doing this stuff for free. And
like,
and then
you're
you just
the celebrity,
right? But you just live and you learn from your mistakes. And then because there's times where I shouldn't have done makeup for free, and because those people definitely take advantage of that and want you to do extra. Exactly, but because it paid off, like with the Sin Santana, that paid off because you know she ended up paying me, and she didn't even have to because that wasn't our deal, you know.
Right.
But then there's some people that take fully advantage of that, but there's definitely no way I would do free makeup now.
Right. I say you never
what
know.
About for me though?
I got you.
She'll hook you up.
We're cool now. We're cool
exactly.
now. All right.
No, so you hear about like makeup by Mario. He actually didn't do Kim's makeup for free. That was through his agency. He was booked.
Exactly.
But makeup by Ariel, the one who does Kylie's makeup.
Right.
I think that was a free arrangement at first.
Really?
And she loved him. And from then on, it was like she took him everywhere. And now, like, she's helping him with pretty much, like, his whole career has just blown up.
Exactly. And I feel like just like that, like, you can kind of see, like, okay, you can weigh the benefits if you see someone, but you also, like, know now, like, what to look for if you know someone who's going to take advantage of you before you even, like, just like with the discussions that you have on email or DM or whatever, you know, so okay, you know what, I think they're just trying to take advantage, but you also know that someone's good intentions and you know that this is going to be a good deal if you do it. But I feel like too, most celebrities are, if they're good, then they're gonna be like, you know what, I'll pay you whatever amount it is, because I've done, you know, celebrities that don't care about your price and they'll do it, and that's pretty much because they respect your time and they respect your artistry.
Well, tell us about one of the biggest mistakes, like either a mistake or your biggest struggle, where you felt defeated, like you just wanted to quit, or maybe not even quit, but you just needed like a break, a breather.
Right.
Have you ever gone through anything like that with your business?
I think, like, you know, I was discussing with him, like, just the
with him?
Just, Jaime.
Films by Jaime.
Right.
Films by Jaime.
There you go.
Just like, you know, social media, because I've been doing it for a while. I was, you know, when I was an influencer, it's like you have to have the engagement, you have to have the likes in order to feel like you're growing, you know?
Right.
And then I feel like, because, you know, there is a time where, you know, I got comfortable because, you know, I was getting my clients up, you know, and I was, you know, having them at a steady pace, that I stopped being consistent with my Instagram. So therefore, like, my engagement fell tremendously. And then the whole, like, I cannot pronounce that word, girl. What is it?
Algorithm.
There you go. Algorithm started. And then that was like, it feels like that was also a thing that was stopping me from growing, because girl, that thing it's like no joke. It
is horrible.
Yeah, you have to stay on Instagram 24/7.
Yeah, it's like a job, you know. And then I had to, like, change my mentality about it. Like, you know what, I cannot chase the numbers anymore. I can't chase, you know, I have to get, you know, this many likes on a post, and I have to post 2 times a day. And, you know, when you're chasing that, it's like becomes like it weighs on you. And it's so crazy how social media can do that to you.
Right.
Because it feels like a job. And I'm like, okay, you know, this is not going to defeat me. But once you get over that, it's like, you know what? I have a steady clientele. People are seeing my work still because, you know, 90% of whoever books me says, hey, I saw you on the hashtag Dallas Makeup Artist on Instagram. So it's working, you know, just because I don't see the numbers going up, other people are seeing it, and that's how I'm getting booked. So I feel like at first, you know, you feel defeated because you don't see numbers going up, but I'm over the whole likes and all that stuff now.
I feel like it's Instagram's way of trying to get paid
Exactly.
through it all. You know, like the ads that they have isn't enough. It's like they want us to have to boost. Because even me, like I went on vacation for a week and I made like a vow to my family I won't post anything. Then I got back and I posted something and I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like this many views or this many likes, like that's freaking ridiculous.
Exactly. Especially when you know you put so much hard work behind something, it like pisses you off.
And
it's like,
you know it's fire.
Right. Exactly. Like, hold up. I know I'm supposed to have at least 1,000 likes on this. And there's no reason why my views should be less than 2,500, 3,000.
I think if the post is good enough. You know, it'll still get out there.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I think they just cut out a lot of, you know.
They block it from going on people's feed, though.
Unless people like it. So if people like the post, the percentage of people that do get to see it, and you don't have like, you know, fake followers that don't engage and stuff like that. Like if that amount of people like it, then they open it up to the next
to those, like, those people that like,
right, and then so on and so forth.
I don't know. I don't trust it because my stuff doesn't show up sometimes on my friends' feeds, and I'm like, how are you not seeing it? And they're like, it didn't show up for me.
They probably blocked you or unfolled you.
Yeah, most likely.
I know I did.
Yeah, right. I know.
That's why I couldn't tag you.
Right, exactly. Right. Because I blocked traveling weddings with Taylor, y'all.
Yeah, exactly.
I know. He's shady like that.
Shady. He's petty like that.
Petty Patrick over here.
Yep.
Patrick,
yeah.
All right. So as far as like, since you're focusing on not trying to focus on your likes, what are you focusing on for the future? What do you want to do in the next 5 years?
Well, I love doing weddings, but I definitely want to like solely focus like on my lash brand and do like editorial work because that's like where my heart is.
Right.
Editorial and my lashes, and just my focus is honestly just becoming financially free and just I don't want to be rich. I just want to not worry about the next bill and not live paycheck to paycheck and have my kids set up for the business so they're not having to work for someone else, you know, and just kind of like leaving that in the family, just setting them up for greatness. I'm super laid back and don't want the world, but I definitely want to take trips a few times a year. But I just in 5 years I just would like to not be working mostly on the weekends with you know brides and
to
doing
get to spend time with your family.
Exactly. So, you know, your weekends, like, you know, when during the week they're in school and stuff like that. The only time that we do get to spend time with each other is like in the summertime. But even during the week, it's like, you know, it's like prospects. Like you're trying to, you know, email and just, you know, posting and then meetings and the clients and private lessons. And then the weekends is full of like your weddings and, you know, other clients. And like it's overwhelming for sure. So I definitely want to make sure that I'm balancing the time with them, which I try to do now. It's like if my kids have something, I schedule my makeup around what they have going on, not the other way around, you know, because I'd rather have me be at something that they're having their event versus getting this paycheck over here any day. So I mean, that's fine.
Family comes first.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So what do you have planned? Do you have anything like, do you ever want to think about a makeup brand?
Taylor just wants
growing
all your
lashes. I'm looking for new products. No, I'm just kidding. But no, for real, I would like to see something else. Like if you have your lashes now, which are incredible, and I cannot wait to try them. And I'm so glad. Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna put them on a client tomorrow. Yes.
This is actually the reason she wanted to do this podcast. She was like, she's gonna give us free lashes. So for me, it's worth it. And I'm like, gee,
exactly. No, but I would like to see something else. Like if you added either some lipsticks.
Right. I think the most I would go is lipsticks, maybe, because I feel like the more you expand, the busier you're going to be, and the more attention that you have to spend on that, So I feel like lashes are very not easy, but it's still maintainable to where you can balance very easily on your lash brand and my family life versus if you have to do like this big makeup expansion, you have to go, travel to such and such. And, I don't know. I just feel like I said, I'm very laid back. I just want to be financially free and my kids be set up for this business as well.
Don't we all?
Exactly. Hey, I'm telling you, my husband just invested in his own business too. So it's like, we're just wanting to set that up for our kids.
This is a secret ad.
Exactly. The Jones family hustle.
Yeah. The Jones ad. Okay, that's got a new business located.
Exactly.
Carrollton, Texas. It's over here.
If you need your taxes done, call me.
First 10 customers get 10% off.
Yep. And you get a free pair of lashes while you're at
it. Bring your wife with you. She can get her makeup done.
Exactly. While the husband all in one. Taxes. Get your taxes done. Use that tax money to get that makeup done.
Right. And if you have kids, don't worry. She does too. They need some friends.
Exactly.
I could actually bring that IRS joke back up.
There you go. Right. Exactly.
He knows taxes. He knows how to use the loopholes to his advantage.
Exactly.
I see you. Okay. Nah, man, that's pretty cool. So when's the what's the schedule looking like for next year?
It's 2020 bookings already for brides. It's insane. But it's also, the deposits, though. They come in handy.
Right, yeah. Damn, I'm hurting. Just book me. I'll fit you in.
Right. But it's so funny like that day. Like, damn, I spent that money a long time ago.
Oh, and it's right. Yeah, exactly. That happens to me, too. I'm like, oh, shit.
Because, especially...
Do you look at money in weddings? Like, man, if I buy this, it's going to cost me 3 weddings.
Right, exactly. And then it's like, but that's like literally... I mean, I love doing weddings, too. But that's like where a lot of it's good money for sure. Yeah. Wedding money is good money.
They pay better than celebrity makeup artists.
Hey, I'm telling you, that's so true. That lump sum you get, and then, like I said, like some of them want to pay in full, and then like the day of that wedding, you're like, damn, I done spent that rent money. I spent
that money the minute she transferred it.
Exactly. Once that hit my account, that money was gone.
But the editorials, like I'm with you on it. It's like I feel like if I'm doing something for myself, even or just like a fun creative thing, it's a lot more fun. Right. Weddings, it's just I love them too, but they're the same thing over and over again. It's repetitive.
Not all the same thing.
It's not the same, but it's
I'm
just
over here defending weddings.
I know.
No, we're talking about wedding makeup.
Yeah, not
wedding makeup can be okay. Wedding makeup can be the same, but like when you're doing something fun, editorial, like they're not afraid of color. They're not afraid of having fun and doing a highlight that you can see from outer space. Like that's what I'm about. Right. And I can't always do that on a bride.
You can see from outer space.
Yes. But like that's where, honestly, too, like that's where my heart is, because I want to be doing like these big time campaigns for a huge brand, and that's where like, so I met my friend Jessie J, who's a big time celebrity photographer here in Dallas. And she is the one who was able to get me on like with Jeffree Star, and he flew me out to LA. And, you meet these people because of like this amazing editorial work. And
wait, let's talk about, we got to talk about this. The Fenty stuff that you've done.
And see, like that
is great. So Fenty, I love Bad Girl Riri.
There might be guy listeners too.
No. Okay,
Explain.
no.
It's Rihanna's brand. Rihanna.
Okay, gotcha.
It's her makeup brand, Fenty.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, enough about makeup. Let's talk about beef jerky and bench press.
Exactly.
Wrong.
Too much estrogen in this podcast.
No, here's the thing, though. So I was one of the people that you asked to, I think you were like, tag tag Fenty, whatever. So I'm like, all right, Kim says do it. All right, at Fenty, at Bad Girl Riri, at Fenty,
and
like
that's how
it blew up.
Exactly, and that's how you see like you have like these amazing people that follow you and the amazing like how you can use social media to reach these A-list celebrities and that you would never think, and it did, and it became a global ad campaign that was worldwide, which was amazing, and I never thought that. And then that's why I love editorial do makeup like that, because I mean bridal work, it's not gonna, it's no celebrities ain't looking for no bridal work, you know,
right?
But you can get these campaigns by doing like this editorial work and like doing the videos. That's how that got big, because we just shot this video with a cell phone and that became super big.
Right. And it's stuff that I keep seeing done over and over again. So it's being repeated by other people saying, oh, wow, that's incredible. Let me do this. And using the models too that you guys pick, the unique models, the ones that not everybody is choosing.
Right.
And it becoming a thing now where people are like, you know what, let me look for a model that has this characteristic or this characteristic. And
they probably found her on Harry Hines.
Right. She has connections.
Scouted her on the strip club. Okay.
My mom was working there. She was letting them.
She was doing her mom's makeup too.
Exactly.
That's how they met.
Right.
So I mean that type of thing is like super cool, because then I'm looking through my Instagram feed and I see like for the KKW beauty campaign, which Kim Kardashian West, her beauty campaign, right?
There you go.
But then I see the pictures and I'm like, wait, that looks familiar. Like that looks like Kim's. And it's kind of like what I see happen with my photo shoots, right? It's like people like it inspires them, they create and they do their own like little spin on a concept that you created.
Right. But it's because we see a lot of that.
Yeah, but because it was your vision with whoever else, it's like y'all know the real thing behind it.
It's so, and it's sometimes it's so frustrating because like we've seen a lot of our work that we've done together that it was straight up like you can tell that was on their mood board, but they didn't even put a spin on it. Like it was like almost the
plagiarism.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing. Not that we started something, but you can tell that, okay, you know what? After we did this certain look, which there's about 2 or 3 looks that we did.
The foil one is the one I see a lot.
The foiled one. Yes. And that's exactly where I think it all started from that foiled shoot, because Kim Kardashian, I remember, did that. She had the same foiled background, like straight to the T, like how we did it. So yeah, I mean, it's frustrating sometimes. It's like, okay, just hire the real people, and you know,
we got you.
I got you, girl. Me and her say that all the time, like, we got you. But
is that your tagline? We got you.
We got you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely frustrating. But
it's frustrating. It's frustrating. But at least you know that they have to go to you to look for that inspiration.
Right. Exactly. It's just let's go.
Yeah.
Not that cool though.
It's not cool, but you gotta keep it cool.
Right. Because I mean, what can you do sometimes when
you can't do nothing?
It's
cool, but as soon as we turn off this audio recorder, I'm gonna say how I really.
Yeah.
How I really feel.
Right. The West Dallas comes out.
Exactly. Yes.
Harry Hines don't play.
No.
So I think it just like overall, it's super amazing to see that you went from doing your mom's makeup so she could go dance to now doing celebrities makeup, brides makeup, my makeup, you know, just like
his makeup.
Films by Jaime. We got you.
From your brows.
We got you.
When you see his brows on fleek, ladies, that's all Kim. So just to kind of see that and see now, like you've got your lash brand out, it's freaking crazy. It makes me like it inspires me, makes me want to hustle even harder, because it's like, man, there's no excuses. There's no excuses. Like you you came from nothing and built this, and it's something your kids can be proud of. Like, I'm sure your husband, he seems to be like your number one fan, and that's like super cool too. Because you don't always find that, and this has been your day one since high school. You know, helping you with everything. So he knows.
So what do you say to other people that were in your situation and stuff like that? What kind of words of inspiration would you give them?
Definitely just not quitting and not feeling like you have to become a victim of your surroundings, because, you know, a lot of the times if you grow up this way, that they feel like, okay, because my mom was this way, I have to be this way. Right. You know, you get sucked up into that life. And of course it's hard to not have that mentality, especially if you don't have someone by your side, or, you know, you get sucked up in that and you feel like there's no way out because there's no positivity around you. But I feel like that's always been my number one thing, is not becoming a victim of your surroundings. You don't have to be that. You don't have to be a drug addict just because your mom and dad was. You don't, you know, my dad was homeless and I was dropping him off, you know, at this, you know, this junkyard where, you know, he was fitting into a gate and I can still see it. You don't have to become that just because they were. And of course it's sad, but if you want something better for yourself, it's totally possible.
What do you think pushed you?
What pushed me? My husband definitely pushed me, because I feel like we had each other at that time. He needed me because, you know, I was there at a time where he needed me the most, because his brother went to prison and his mom, like I said, gave him up, and he didn't have the best relationship with the mom that raised him. And the same for me. Obviously, like my mom doing her thing, and then my dad, who I thought that was my dad for 18 years. He was also on drugs and homeless. And I just think having each other, that pushed me. And then, of course, like whenever I had my daughter, that obviously pushed me even more, because I was like, there's no way that I want her to live how I lived. I want something way better than her. That's why I was like, there ain't no way she could ever live now where I lived. You know what I'm saying?
She'll never know what the struggle was.
Exactly. They don't. I have 3 kids, and they definitely don't know what the struggle is. But
all 3 of your kids, who do you see as being the hustler?
I feel like all of them my 5-year-old, he doesn't really count yet, you know what I'm saying? But my oldest,
I had a full-time job when I was 5.
Because you're Mexican.
In Laredo,
I kid you not. Like, true story, when I was a kid, my grandfather bought me a puppet from Mexico. I lived in Laredo, so it's like literally drive like 3 minutes and you're like in Mexico, you know? Yeah. So he brought me a puppet once, and he owned a car dealership and all that stuff, and right next to it was an AutoZone, and I went to the AutoZone with my puppet, stood in front of the store because they didn't want to give me money for candy, and like did the whole puppet thing, and like people gave me money. Like I came back with like $20.
Dang, like, that's how you do it. Then. See, that's where it all started.
So when times get hard,
I had a full-time job. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that counts. That definitely counts.
He actually got mad at me for doing that. He's like, no,
that's not what I told you to do.
He's like, I mean, that's pretty cool, but no.
Right.
Let me have that $20, but no.
Interest.
Yep. You don't keep that money. I'll give you a piece of candy. Give me that cash.
Right.
Right. That's
hilarious. Snickers. Give me the 20.
Yep. Exactly.
No, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty cool seeing how she got there.
Yeah,
get it?
Yeah. There you go. No, that's where it plays in.
I know Jaime's not gonna like this.
We ain't got there yet. But how she got there.
How she got there. We're on our way there.
Absolutely. We're on our way there. I've seen
the car's not starting right now, but we'll get there.
I've seen y'all's work, and it is top
We're
tier.
okay together.
No,
we're okay.
It's insane. No, y'all are being too humble.
It's crazy. We haven't even known each other that long, but
no,
really, y'all seem like brother and sister.
I know. He's like the brother I never wanted to ask for. Somehow I ended up with.
I grew up in West Dallas, you know, and
no, you definitely did not. You definitely did not.
I grew up in the CFB.
Oh yeah, girl.
Carrollton Farmers Branch. No. I wish.
Have you ever seen Malibu's Most Wanted?
Right.
She's that guy. Malibu.
Come out the Escalade.
Yeah. What does he say? Like
wearing
his little
Gucci.
saying. Yep. Right. Rapping.
That was her struggle.
That was your struggle.
That was my struggle. Parents and politics.
Her struggle was when Starbucks was closed. Or
that is a dip. That's a
Chick-fil-A
struggle. When the Starbucks line is too long and I gotta be somewhere.
Right.
That's why I'm always late. That's why I was late.
So I just make my coffee at home now. I remember I used to.
I'm out here boiling water to take a shower, and she's like crying about her Starbucks.
Right. First world problems. No lights, no nothing.
I'm out here eating ketchups and crackers. And
I'm over here like, oh damn,
so true.
Starbucks is out of their peach or their peach juice. Like what the hell? How are they gonna make my tea?
Pumpkin spice, and Taylor lost it.
Damn it! No pumpkin spice.
But no. I'm gonna ask one last question, and I know that Jaime is not gonna like this, but this question is
I already don't like it.
This is for the makeup enthusiasts, makeup artists, whoever that are gonna listen to this, and even myself. Name 3 products that you cannot go without.
3 products that I cannot go without. Of course, lashes. Love lashes. I mean, why wouldn't I say that?
Right.
Okay, lashes. Dang it. What else? Concealer. Because I feel like
which one?
Concealer. You know, I've been using CoverGirl, and that thing is actually super legit and obviously affordable. That one and the Morphe concealer is really dope.
Yeah.
And so lashes, concealer, and lipstick. I mean, I feel like if you have those 3, I mean, you can pull yourself together.
You can do anything, right? Because lipstick can be blush.
Right. But I mean, have your brows microbladed so that you don't have to have that 4th product. So your brows are already done every day.
Right.
Or you can get a Sharpie like they did back in the day.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
shave them off.
Yes, look, my mom's had the chola brows forever, and then last year or this year for Mother's Day, me and my sister were like, let's get her brows microbladed so she does not have to do her brows anymore. Because Lord,
she still hasn't figured it out.
She had that pencil eyebrow.
Yeah, so she finally like super paper thin. So we finally got a microbladed. That's where I'm actually taking her tomorrow to get them touched up, and she has nice brows now.
Oh wow!
There you go.
And she's probably gonna be like, "Man, you're the ones who taught me how to do these brows when you were 10."
Your daughter can't be a makeup artist and you walking around still with Sharpie brows. No, we can't do that.
Right? That's like my mom with her cheap makeup. Sometimes I'm like, Mom, this shit's embarrassing. Just ask me. I got you.
Right, exactly.
What are you doing with that? You've had that for 10 years, Mom. That's like it's expired.
Yeah, way past expiration.
Like that brand went out of style like 12 years ago.
Avon. Mary Kay.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you for being our first official guest of how we got here.
I'm truly honored. I feel very grateful. Thank you.
Well, it's a big deal to have you on for me because it's like, you know, from when I first started my business and then me contacting you, and then now I'm contacting you to be on this podcast for the first time. So I feel like it's going to bring good luck.
Yes.
To my podcast.
No, but I've seen how your growth has been like tremendous, and I've seen films by Jaime.
Damn right.
And his work is incredible. So I can definitely see this like growing and blowing up. So don't forget about me. You know, like. Hello, don't block me on your social media and act like you don't know nobody.
Exactly.
As soon as we walk out, hashtag blocked.
Exactly. Hashtag blocked. No, I'm gonna like contact her in a few days. I need my makeup done for free. Don't you know who I am?
Right. and I'm gonna have a backup of this memory card, so you know, just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think we're good.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Anybody else have any questions?
I know anybody in the audience?
No?
No, nobody.
Cricket.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all soon.
All right. We're out.
Thank you.